It starts with a place that looks like someone decided the middle of a desert was the perfect spot to barbecue the planet. But not just any barbecue. The kind where the grill is the size of a football field, the flames reach higher than a two-story building, and the chef apparently has no intention of ever turning it off. And by no intention, I mean they've kept it going so long, it could apply for retirement benefits if fires had a pension plan. It's not surrounded by warning tape or a high-security fence, no keep out sign in sight, no hazard cones, no flashing lights, just a giant open pit of fire big enough to roast a dinosaur whole, if dinosaurs were still taking reservations. And if they were, this would probably be the last place they'd choose for dinner, unless they had a death wish and really loved their steaks well done. Honestly, if this was a Jurassic Park scene, it would have been the shortest movie ever. Dinosaur wanders in, fade to black, roll credits. This isn't a movie set, this is Turkmenistan, and that pit. Locals call it the door to hell, but it didn't get that name because of demons, curses, or any spooky bedtime story. No eerie hooded figures chanting in unison, no sulfur-scented wind carrying ghostly whispers. It's actually one of the most bizarre accidents in energy exploration history. And bizarre here doesn't mean slightly odd or quirky. It means so wildly questionable that future generations would bring it up in conversations just to watch people's faces. Back in 1971, Soviet geologists rolled up here thinking they'd struck gold. Well, oil to be exact. They looked at this endless expanse of desert and saw opportunity, untapped wealth buried deep below the cracked, sun-baked surface. The Karakum Desert, where this pit sits, isn't exactly known for delivering pleasant surprises. It's one of the driest deserts on the planet, with summers so hot the ground could fry an egg in under a minute, and winters so cold the sand itself freezes like it's holding a grudge. The wind whips across the land like it's trying to personally remove the top layer of your skin for free. And the main local wildlife? Camels, scorpions, and other creatures that look like they've been living in survival mode since the dawn of time. But to the Soviets, this lonely patch of sand looked like an oil jackpot waiting to be drilled. So they set up camp, brought in their equipment, and started drilling. They expected to find crude oil, but instead, they struck a massive underground cavern filled with natural gas. And when I say massive, I mean so big you could park a fleet of jumbo jets in there and still have space for a football match. Natural gas, as you might know, is the stuff your kitchen stove runs on. Only here, it wasn't neatly piped and regulated. It's highly flammable, invisible, and poisonous in high concentrations. Then, in a scene that probably made the drilling crew reconsider all their life choices, the ground beneath the rig gave way. Just like that. No warning, no dramatic movie-style cracks racing across the ground. 1 second the rig was there, the next it was gone, swallowed into a giant, gaping hole like the Earth had decided it was hungry, and this was lunch. Now they had a dangerous problem. Methane gas was spewing into the air. If it spread, it could suffocate wildlife, livestock, and possibly humans in nearby settlements. The Soviet engineers had to think fast. Their solution? Let's set it on fire. It'll burn off in a few days. Yes, their official fix for a methane leak was to light the whole thing up. This was basically the engineering equivalent of dealing with a wasp in your kitchen by detonating a grenade. And that, my friends, is the exact moment history veered dramatically off course. Because that few days estimate, yeah, it's been burning for over 50 years. 50 years! That's longer than the average marriage, and in some places, longer than the buildings themselves have been standing. The temporary fix became a permanent landmark, a flaming, roaring, constantly lit reminder that quick solutions can sometimes outlive the people who made them. It's now one of the longest burning man-made fires in history. The crater measures about 230 feet across, wider than a Boeing 747's wingspan, and about 98 feet deep. If you stacked 10 floors of an office building inside, you'd still be standing below ground level. Standing near it is like opening an oven that's been preheated since 1971. The heat doesn't creep up on you. It hits you like a wall, drying your skin in seconds. Get close enough and you might smell your hair starting to crisp. At night, it glows like the world's biggest campfire, visible from miles away. Pilots have spotted it from the air during night flights, describing it as an orange eye staring up from the desert, unblinking, eternal, and probably judging. And here's the drill. No one knows how much gas is still down there. For all we know, it could stop tomorrow, or burn for another 1,000 years. In 2013, scientists studying the crater found bacteria living in the blazing soil, thriving in conditions that would kill almost anything else. Life basically looked at a giant inferno and said, "Perfect, I'll move in." The Turkmenistan government has floated the idea of extinguishing it several times. In 2010, the president himself visited and declared it needed to be put out. More than a decade later, it's still burning, partly because the crater has become an accidental tourist attraction. And considering Turkmenistan is one of the most closed-off countries in the world, the fact that people go through the trouble to visit says a lot. Getting there is an adventure in itself. First, you need a visa, not the easiest thing to secure. Then you'll probably fly into Ashgabat, the capital, a city of gleaming white marble buildings, golden statues, and eerily empty streets that make you wonder if you're walking through a set that forgot to hire extras. From there, it's a long, dusty drive into the desert, hours of sand dunes and endless horizon, interrupted only by the occasional camel caravan that stares at you like you're the strange one. And then, just when you think the landscape couldn't get any more monotonous, a faint glow appears in the distance. As you get closer, that glow becomes a roar. The ground ahead starts to shimmer in the heat, and suddenly there it is, the door to hell. A roaring, hissing, searing pit of fire in the middle of absolute nothingness. Tourists who make it here often camp overnight. The desert at night is brutally cold, but the crater creates a strange bubble of warmth. It's cozy, until you remember it's being heated by a methane fire that has been going since before some of your parents were born. People sometimes bring food to cook over the flames, which sounds fun until you think about explaining to your doctor that your food was grilled over a geological mistake. And then there's George Kourounis, the Canadian explorer who, in 2013, decided standing at the edge wasn't enough. Wearing a heat-proof suit and carrying his own oxygen, he descended into the crater itself to collect soil samples. The heat was so intense the soles of his boots began to melt. Inside, he found microbial life clinging to the blazing ground, proving that life can survive in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. The crater's story is one of human overconfidence, nature's sense of humor, and the way accidents can turn into landmarks. It's a reminder that the Earth doesn't always follow our plans. Sometimes it laughs in our faces and hands us a flaming hole for our trouble. If it ever goes out, scientists are eager to explore the aftermath. The bacteria inside could offer clues about survival in extreme conditions, even on other planets. Until then, the door to hell will keep roaring, glowing, and drawing in people who think a fiery abyss is the perfect vacation selfie spot. So if you're going, bring water, sunscreen, and a camera. But keep your eyebrows far enough back. And if you're thinking of getting close for the perfect shot, remember, some heat won't show up in your photo, but it will show up on your skin later. Anyway, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button before this place cools down, which, let's be honest, might never happen. This is Earthniverse, slowly building a video nature encyclopedia. Stick around, subscribe, and let's explore together.